On a Tuesday, the US dollar started trading sideways amid the expectations of a new macroeconomic report. The fresh data is likely to allow the Fed Reserve to take a decision on its future stance. By the way, several Fed officials will provide speeches this week. Last week, the greenback advanced amid the updated Fed's forecast, which suggested only one key rate cut this year. It's possible that fresh reports will also lead to some changes in the regulator's plan. Let us find out what events will attract traders' attention. On Wednesday and Thursday, you are watching Traders' Calendar. Japan's trade balance is in a deficit, curiously forecast for May twice exceed April's figures. Thus, analysts foresee a rise of 1,300 billion yen. Surprisingly, leading economies like the United States and Japan have huge trade deficits. This means a country buys more than it sells. And last month, both import and export figures showed an 8.3% rise. However, exports should have increased by 11.1%. Meanwhile, imports advanced at the fastest pace in 4 months, up from a minus 5.1%. If the deficit continues to grow in May, it could weaken the yen against other currencies, especially the US dollar. The greenback might also get a boost from the macroeconomic data issued in the United States. In the United Kingdom. Thus, the UK will release its inflation reports. Prices in the British economy are expected to keep falling. In April, they dropped to the lowest level since July 2021. If May's figures meet the forecast of around 1.9%, the pound sterling could experience downward pressure. However, traders should take into account that the UK will also release reports on producer prices as well as retail and core inflation. The next day, on June 20, the Bank of England will make a decision on its benchmark rate. Since policymakers kept their rate unchanged in their previous meeting on May 9, a similar situation is foreseen this time. However, the fact that the two members voted for easing monetary policy adds some intrigue. The regulator will receive around 12 reports on the country's economic situation just before making a decision. Any news from the Bank of England is likely to trigger a drop in the British pound. On the same day, the Swiss National Bank and the People's Bank of China and the Bank of Indonesia will make their decisions. Both Asian regulators intend to keep their current settings. However, Switzerland seems poised to follow the Eurozone and Canada by lowering its rate to 1.38% from 1.5%. Although the Swiss franc holds a modest 3.6% weight in the US dollar basket. Combined with the British pound, they make up 15.2%, and their declines support the US dollar. If the euro also drops on the same day, the greenback will get additional support. The previous data on the German producer price index unveiled a decrease to minus 3.3%, continuing a 10-month deflation trend in the Eurozone's largest economy. The deepest slumps were recorded in energy and natural gas costs. Deflation signals weak economic demand rather than simply lower prices. Thus, a move away from a deflation could be a positive sign for the euro. The US dollar may also benefit from the Philadelphia Manufacturing Index and the building permits data that will be issued on the same day. Housing data reflects consumer demand, the key driver of the economy. Analysts suppose that the number of building permits will jump by 30 million, strengthening the dollar's position. Data on the manufacturing index could have a similar effect, especially if it confirms the anticipated rise to 6 points from 4.5 points. We will monitor the market reaction to the above-mentioned reports, subscribe to our channel, and follow changes in market sentiment with us. Any comments, questions, and offers are welcomed. We wish you profitable trading and see you soon.